Fat Jumei and Nonz update. Okay, so recently, I've been thinking about just randomly, the Ayano project and why I love Ayano and why I love 2021. So if you ask my honest opinion, literally out of 21, 22 and 23, 21 was my favorite because it set the tone when I got in the hood. And 2022 I got to be free. It was a year I got to fucking hear literally when the anime community kept on, when multiple people kept on, the same people who were stalking me, since fanmade literally kept on comparing literally my greatest achievements to girls I got, like, oh, whenever when Lena invited you to our party, whenever this happened, whenever that happened, I got to hear literally, give up anime fans, he is Jaden and you are Cyrus. But I also had somebody in real life call for me, not against me, but for me. So it was a pretty good year. And when she called for me, it was 22, not 21. So what happened in 21 is I made this thing called the Valentine's Day Special, which I could have made when I was a little kid, but I applied all aspects to mainstream media, including Gone with the Wind, especially for my grandma. So when grandma's going off the fucking studio and shit, just believe that is real and not imaginary. So when I made a beat for Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, I imagined Alberto's part and Alberto's verse on it. So you're making all this shit called, Riverlet Lily, fucking making the 300 spawns and shit and act like Platinum Boys on stalk you. That's what made 21 such a great year. So in doing so, regarding cosplay, Tara's song, the reason why I didn't go to the November con that was in San Francisco was because Tara Strong was supposed to be in my apartment literally watching the cartoon Ruby Gloom. Literally, and the thing I know about, Tara is that she's a blood, and not only is she a blood, literally, she's tied with Sean Schimmer or Christopher Sabat. That's not just a myth, that's just the research you do over time in Cartoon Network history. So, where Tara saw in my apartment, and her supposed to be at the convention is the same way, and the same reason why, literally, I wasn't going there. So doing so in the same year, I got a mirage of the hit character named Jumei, and Jumei was a star of the Valentine's Day Special, which I also know about game, but I also went all out for the mainstream media, which is why multiple, people are acting, fake towards it, acting like I didn't go all out. She's a character that represents both, rock and hip hop, especially punk rock, and her character is literally the hardest to break down. But the greatest part about that is she's still not coming close to great characters like the main character of the series, Goodbye Budioto, and also one of the main antagonists for a bit long in the series called Zofio. So Jumei ain't nothing compared to Goodbye and Zofio, but people can use it and say that he's just pop. Literally, oh, he just did that for propaganda. He was watching, that fucking Kolioko fucking show for too long. He thought about Yumi and he just decided to fucking do something when he was a little kid and decided to play us all. But her character is so deep and rich, and regarding, her character, I'm mentioning Jumei in the next video because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, a character who's adjacently always fabulous, and it's called Eris in his prime. It's Eris constantly looking to rap, constantly, practicing, shit like Da Vinci, constantly, thinking about, where rap can stretch literally, and it gets all the way until literally he might listen to Juvenile from time to time, and he thinks about how he can match up to Dominique and Bobby. So the next video, right after the update video, will revolve around, me and Fanmade, and, what I have to say about Fanmade. And it will be including Jumei. Now, during the year of 2021, when we had to fight with our mom, with Goodbye, Nanette, with the 2 versus 8, with the Almighty 2 versus 8, that I had to say on the street, came a mirage of literally the same hit character killing shit, as my brother would call it, killing shit throughout the whole year, all the way to a point where I recognized there's gonna be a fat one, literally. And also I recognized there was going to be, an old version of Fortress of the Gothic Vampires that's based off One Piece, and how One Piece has old movies and new movies or graphics, like the time when they went to CP9, and also the time when they went to Crocodile. So Fat Jumei is a necessity. And as far as Black and Chaos, and Black and Chaos update, if you're relying on the ARL, the sneak and the roast, I still have a character that's made for him in Ayano, okay? So for the Ayano special, I have a fat character of Black and Chaos who's spitting words that's spitting out, ABCs and Ds, also, PlayStation symbols and shit. And if you know writing, Nokia will not be in the Ayano special. I repeat, Nokia will not be in the Ayano special. to keep it an organic formula, just like Teen Titans. And in terms of the ARL, in terms of reality, I asked them if we could have a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament where we could use our characters, because Yu-Gi-Oh will always have unlimited characters. That means I'm high tier in terms of idea, okay? That's in terms of idea. Now, in terms of execution, literally, there's many ways that you can, stretch, how flow is not only, I wouldn't say perceived, but they can use it, against me. So, I would say what you need to do is, put emphasis on each and every word. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say for now. Because they can do, anything. And when it comes to Mihawk, literally, when I did, practice, because Sabo kept on telling me, go back to Mihawk battle, go back to Mihawk battle. Literally, in the argument, when the battle is 10 years old, literally, and 10 is a good number, and that, literally, I kept on having, the vision that we could be, over 30 rapping as characters like Shishomaru. Penny cosplayed as Shishomaru, that's why I have tons of street cred. But in terms of the ARL, the bullshit is, even though Sabo admitted it, to my face, and Marcel said, we're all in the cast of base side, don't even think about that shit, don't even think about asking about that shit. That was good and that was love, but at the time, literally, that was a high school problem, because I can tell that Marcel was still having problems with his mom, literally, and that the studio, literally, maybe using that against me and maybe demanding a high school problem, literally. So I'm like, man, if you are, even thinking about trying to give me a high school problem, I have to get paid, because there are Catch 22s in this world. So anyway, about flow and flow changing, I did my research that flow is natural, and the argument at the time is, I said I want more battles to be like me and Sabo. I want more battles to be like me and Sabo, where it's all about training blows. He's like, no, go back to your Mihawk shit back in the day. So before me and Sabo made up, he said, go back to the Mihawk shit, because what I would do is I would, stop, I would pause, and then I would, do it again on Audacity, and make sure I switched the rhythm by, pausing between each and every line, and make sure each line was a different rhythm. And it got to the point where I recognized what I was trying, when I was absolutely trying, to beat Leo with Rolo when he was Nonly, when he had the advantage of saying, literally, you're just my copy, and he still backed out, and he admitted to me, like, yo, I wasn't ready for those problems, dog, and that, really fucking, hits hard, because what that's gonna do is that's gonna let you know that Leo is funny, okay, and you're gonna forget about Leo is funny, you're gonna make all these, even though they were accurate substance, like, Kula Lucius is gonna lose, even though it's his own anime, because Leo is just gonna be simple and funny. He's gonna, say some shit like the Twin Towers, literally say something, on the news that's political, and Lelouch is gonna try all these fucking metaphors, and you guys just gonna fall asleep, even though that did all become true. Literally, you did, fucking, let go of somebody, who was funny, trying to install a lesson when you were still young yourself. So, during that criticism, when I did, rehearse the Mihawk, I recognized I did this, and I did that, literally, all the way to the point when it had a rockabye baby, which I think is bullshit. All I'm doing is slowing down, literally, it changes the fucking emphasis between each line. When I actually, sped up, and slowed down, the rhythm of my, flow and punch signs where I was fucking low-key, and they said that I went to the same old style, literally, and I got, permission from fucking Garbo, literally saying that, yo, you definitely change your flow because it's faster, and Steezo said the same thing, literally, and, what ended up happening, so I got validation from Steezo, literally, and fucking, Garbo, and literally, when I got to the judges, they said I kept the same old flow, okay, so because you know why, I took a risk, I sped it up instead of literally doing the same Mihawk shit. I felt like Mihawk was fucking boring, and I'm like, I don't want to go back to Mihawk. It was a fucking slow battle. I faced somebody who was fucking, rapping slow. This is very important, because, Sabo said, I wanted it to be more like, our battle, literally, when we traded fucking blows, literally, and, he's like, well, you thought we traded blows, but it was an actual, landslide. I don't want you, run with their, imaginary concept, literally, where in reality, literally, he typed, I physically saw this nigga type, literally, I lost Dan and I, and then Alchemist said, no, you got 4-1, dumbass, literally. And then they delayed the battle for fucking 2 months. Now, if you want to know what professional happens, you know how literally in the aerial battle, literally how Jalal literally is fucking blue. Literally, the original render for version Jalal was red. Literally, it looked like Riz Anaki. You know how Anaki looks like a king? Literally, it was just like that. And, Bush and I were thinking the same thing. So that's the literally, literally the best thing ever. Okay, so That's how it actually happened. That's how the full recording went. Now, if you have the actual full recording with no Audacity edits or, no anything, fucking, literally, it was around the same time, but it was different. What happened in the original recording of me and Sabo is I had great crowd reactions, but they didn't, react to the lines that are actually impactful, like the bestiality line. They didn't fucking, they didn't react to it, but they did react, to the, back off of me, Yule, when I said, buy Kana and drink like T-Pain, they reacted to that one, and they had big crowd reactions. It was like, boom, it was like, at the same time, literally, and with Sabo, it was all on steroids, literally, so he had twice as many, literally, but I still had devastated ones where they were like, damn, just this and that. That was the original recording of how it went, and it took 2 months for them to fucking upload. So the original fucking 2 months, literally, was somebody admitted that he fucking lost, literally, to the last night of fucking 4 years of somebody saying, I eated you, I fucking destroyed you, it's fucking and nobody was fucking listening during my team. So, anyway, this is Fat Jumei, and this is the Black and Chaos update.